It's showtime.
bsnbeer Media in association with STWF TV, the podcasting network. We present to you BS and Bourbon. And now here's Craig and Dale.
What's up, everybody? It's BS and Bourbon. This is Draft Day Eve. I'm your host, Dale. We got Craig in the building today.
What's going on, fellas?
How you doing, man?
You know what, man? I'm just trying to put the California Cajun. I'm good, man. It's the day before the draft. We have a first round pick, because we haven't had a Davenport recently. So I'm excited, man. I want to go, it's like the night before Christmas. You want to go try to looking through your folks' closet, try to find some presents, and all you do is find horrifying things that you can never forget. It's kind of like that, So I'm waiting. I'm waiting for tomorrow, but I'm keeping, I'm trying to. Best case scenario, it's a tackle, and that's not very sexy. So, I'm just, pump the brakes a little bit.
Yeah, I have the feeling it's not going to be a sexy draft, but it's okay.
Well, we have 2 picks before the 5th round, so enjoy what you get, man. This is a welfare Christmas right now.
Yeah, really, man. So, how do you plan on? What do you plan on drinking at least for the draft?
Man, that is an excellent question. I am surrounded by the best craft beer in North America here in Southern California, by way of the Hops Highway in San Diego. But I'm probably bourbon, probably, it's a little bit of BS and bourbon, like our show says, because this is stressful. This is the kind of, I think, I hate to bring up the Underhill guys already, but this is the kind of draft where if we nail it, we're a good football team. And if we fumble it, we're a bad football team. You know what I mean? Like right now, we're kind of in that middle ground. We're an average team right now, and a good draft makes us good, and a bad draft is. So if you're rooting to get rid of DA and Derek Carr, you're rooting for a bad draft.
Yeah, I would agree that this draft is pivotal. That we have to actually hit to have a chance at the playoffs and everything like that. So hopefully we figure everything out and do the right thing. Let's not reach. Don't reach any small school guys. I think we'll be okay.
Is Penn State a small school guy? Because we're going to move up for a Penn State guy. Book it.
Let's start off with some news. We got news today that James Hurst is going to be retiring. So James Hurst, your left guard from the previous season.
Not my left guard.
This is a guy that came in and kind of was a jack of all trades. He filled in that left tackle. He did some left guard work. He did some right guard work. He filled in a lot of different places.
You have to respect the versatility.
Yes.
He's versatile. You plugged him in everywhere, but he wasn't good at any of them. And I think that's the problem with this. You want to be happy that he played everywhere, but he should have been good at one of them, I think. Last year, he was the starter coming out of camp at left guard. He lost that job and to move over and all that kind of things. But he wasn't any good at it. When the season started and our O-line was real bad, people immediately jumped on Penning. And Hurst was worse than Penning was. But Hurst didn't lose his job because he can play more positions. So yeah. I have had an issue with the treatment of the kids' gloves we're using with Hurst. There was a chance he wasn't going to make this team, So I am not shook and shake. There was a chance he wasn't going to make this team. He's not the type of player for this offense. He's not good at football, which is an important thing to have.
Yeah.
So God bless him. I'm glad he was here. Bye.
I definitely agree. I don't think he was a very good player, but he was that jack of all trades, a guy that you could put in there in a pinch and it'll be okay. And I don't think it was okay. Colts around okay.
With him as a starter last year, I don't think it was okay. I think it was worse than okay.
It's just Colts around okay. You could go into the game thinking you're gonna be okay, because you got James Hurst there. All right, how about that?
I am known as a pretty optimistic guy for the Saints, and I do not feel that way about James Hurst starting the game.
But yeah, I was definitely in the camp of we need to replace him as well as our left tackle if we really want to get better. But I'm also hearing that Ramczyk has lost a considerable amount of weight.
Oof.
And it doesn't look like he's going to be playing football.
Well, so that's tricky. If he retires right now, he costs us a lot of money. But if he just stays injured and is on the team for a year,
so
that's less money.
That's what I believe is going to happen. He's going to be on the team.
Yeah, pup list and then IR and then you know, a nice retirement ceremony for one of the best that's ever done it. Like he was one of the top 5 Saints O linemen all time. Like he was great. He's a hell of a player, and his body just failed him. It sucks.
So now you're looking at replacing 3/5 of your offensive line. So is it really is it reasonable to think we can replace 3/5 of our offensive line and be better than last year?
So look, I don't see it as replacing 3/5. I see it as replacing Ramczyk and developing guys that we already picked for the spots that they're in. So the plan was always for Penning to be your left tackle. He's got new coaching staff around him. He's been working with these O-line camps all offseason. Apparently, he looks really good. He just has to be okay. He doesn't have to be good. He just has to not be terrible. If he can play left tackle, then you're just worrying about left guard. Now, left guard, we drafted that already too. Saladaveri was drafted to play left guard. That's why they got him. Excuse me. So it's not, to me, it's not replacing 3. To me, it's replacing 1 and developing guys that you already picked to do this job. And maybe they don't. Maybe they don't develop. Maybe Saladaveri is, injury bug all year again. Maybe Penning just can't get it, and he's a bust. But the plan is there, and the pieces are there, and it's you can't pull the ripcord without trying those pieces in this new offense with this new coaching staff. You gotta let it ride. Try the young guys out. If they end up developing, and you have 3/5 of your line being really young, and McCoy and Ruiz aren't old either. I mean, you could have a solid nucleus for a long time. That's the best case scenario. The best case scenario is that Penning and Saladaveri are your left side, and they're okay.
Yeah, that they're okay. What did you see from Saladaveri last year? I mean, look, I'm definitely not a line expert. So,
I mean, yeah, he barely played. You can't really peg anything on his play, but the traits they drafted him for fit really well in the new offense. He moves really well in space. He's quick. He gets to the point of attack. He can seal edges in the running game. So there's things he's good at that line up pretty well with what we want to do. I think Ruiz actually is going to play really well in this offense as well, based on his skill set. So I haven't seen it yet. I want to see it. I want camp to break with those are our left side and whoever we pick at 14 or 10 being our right tackle. That's what I want to have when we get out of here. That's what I'm hoping for.
Okay. Look, you know how I feel about Penning, but like I know we're going to have to give him another shot. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying I want to just cut the guy, and all that stuff. But I'm saying, like, I think we're going to have to give him another shot as like real bullets get out there because we don't have other options to go to.
And the investment's already been made.
Yeah.
You got to just give him. You got to roll him out there. He's got to be your starter going into the season. If he's not your starter going into the season, either you drafted a left tackle with the intention of replacing him, which kind of suck because now we're worried about right tackle, and so it's a whole can of worms. But if you break camp without him being your starting left tackle, that's bad. That's bad. That's a bust. You can flare your little alarm, bell you got on the show all you want, because that's the worst that could happen for them. I mean, it's truly a wasted pick at that point.
So what if we could have either or with Penning or Saladaveri working out to be a reasonable starter on your line? Now, I know for sure we want the first round pick to work out, of course. But
and he's a tackle. And he's a tackle and he's first round pick. So both of those, it's just more valuable. It is a lot easier to find a functional guard than a tackle. And that's, the nature of the league the way it is. I played mostly guard and center in my career, so I think it's more important to play inside out personally, but I'm not here to be on a soapbox. Tackle's harder to replace. It's more expensive for a reason. You want Penny to hit. Salavery doesn't hit, and he's just a backup. He's a 4th-round pick. Like, who cares?
Right.
A 4th-round pick as a backup is a good pick. That's fine. If you draft a guy in the 4th round and he stays on your team and he's a backup, that's good. It's a good pick. So for me, I'm picking left tackle every day of the week. I am calling Pete right now, though, with Thursday.
Yes, and
we should be on the phone with Pete. Maybe they're waiting until after the draft. They're seeing what kind of O-lineman they can get. But there's no reason not to pay that man.
That part is a mistake. Okay, if we're really talking about trying to win this year, and that's the mindset I'm going with right now, we need to bring in some veteran tackle at this point because Hurst is gone, Penning, is up in the air, and not having Pete there on the line, I mean, it makes me nervous. But replacing Ramczyk and your left tackle and your left guard, I think it's too much. You're going to need some kind of veteran in there just to plug in for one season. I think it's impossible to do 3 out of the 5 and be great.
We did get Udo, who has experience on the right side and in this offense. So
and I heard he could be Hurst light.
Right. Well, I don't know about light. He might be better than Hurst. I'm hoping he's better than Hurst because there's a chance he's the right tackle.
Yeah, it'd be great.
There's a lot of O-linemen in the league that are better than Hurst. Okay, this is the whole funny thing. It's what we're doing with Pete right now. You dog a guy. Oh, he's not here anymore. Oh, we need him back. No, you don't. You complained about him for the entire time he was here. Saints fans have hated on Pete the entire time, and now that he's gone, they're, oh, why do we let him go? Shut up. All of you are hypocrites.
I mean, honestly, last season was probably his best.
You all were ready to give up on him before that season happened, and he only played that way
because
he had to in a position that he should have been playing from day one.
Yes.
Y'all screwed him up and then blamed him for it.
Well, not y'all. It's the coaches.
No, it was you, Dale. It was you. You went down there, drove down to Metairie, and you said, listen, coaches, we're going to screw this guy up.
It's the coaches. Craig, they need to listen to me more, okay? Because I watch a lot of film.
If they listen to you more, our entire roster would be LSU players, and we'd win 7 games every year. Probably, you probably win 7 games with an LSU roster.
You think would be good for 7 games?
I think you can get 7 wins with an all LSU roster. If you go all SEC, you'll run the table, but I'm not doing that today.
Yeah. For sure. All right, man. Let's look at mock drafts.
You have one?
What'd you say?
You have one ready?
I have PFF ready.
Again, bring them up. I want to complain about each one and for different reasons. Let's do this. Crack into it.
Okay, so my idea is just to actually go through one. And so we'll see how that works out for us. So
they won't be realistic because neither of us would trade into the top 10, and they're going to trade into the top 10.
Craig, don't say that.
I'm going to beer bet with somebody. We don't get to 11.
All right. So typically how I do these things, man, I just run through it as far as on Turbo early on because I know I'm not going to trade up.
We got like 5 5th-round picks. You got to trade up from there.
What? 5 5th round? Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Well, yeah. So we're in agreement that offensive tackle is going to be the top need right now. And so we have Fashanu on the board and Fatanu. And I'm going Fashanu. What do you think?
So the thing about this is kind of, if these are your 2 options, this is dictating what you think about your roster because Fashanu is a left tackle. He's a great left tackle. He's going to be a great left tackle, but he plays left tackle. Fautanu can play all over the place. He can play right side. He can play guard if you really need him to. He's much more versatile, but he's not a pure left tackle. And he's probably not as good at being a pure left tackle. So if you have decided that you're tired of the Penning thing and you want a sure thing at left tackle, Fashanu, you could probably start week 1. But if your best case scenario is that you got a guy who can start at the right side, and if Penning fails, then you move him to the left, I think Fautanu is your guy because he's got the versatility. So but to these 2 guys, this is a big, deciding factor of how your season is going to be, how your team is going to be.
Okay. So, who would you
I
pick?
go Fotanu because I want Penning to succeed, so I would go for Fotanu.
Kidding
Even
me?
though I think Fashanu is a better player.
Okay. All right. Let's go. I'm gonna go for Tanu since he's higher ranked here on PFF.
Well, look,
That's
if
the
you draft
tiebreaker.
Fotanu, then Penning's your left tackle, and you've filled a spot. You've filled the right tackle spot. If you draft Fashanu, you're replacing Penning, and you still have an open, empty right tackle spot.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So now we're in the second round. Let's see. We've got
Just pick Bo Nix and piss off everyone watching this.
we got a few players here. Guys that jump out to me, of course, Michael Penix, Nix, Keon Coleman, kind of jumps out. But I'm gonna tell you, typically, man, when I get to second round, I'm still looking at big guys. And I usually go here to defensive tackle.
Ooh.
But I don't see him.
Good D tackle second round this year.
I normally have Braden Fisk here, but I don't see him.
No, went earlier.
Yeah, he went earlier. So, what do you like to do here?
I still like the idea of D tackle because you got guys like Sweat are still there. You got a couple LSU guys that are in that range. They're not too much of a reach. But honestly, for me, it's a pass catcher.
Okay.
And I think if you get a guy like Keon Coleman from Florida State, all us LSU fans know exactly what he can do to a defense.
Yeah.
And if he's third guy and A.T. Perry's your fourth guy, that is a young, dynamic receiving core that has a little flavor of everything you need. For me, it's D tackle or wide receiver in the second round.
So, did you know this little known fact here that
I don't know anything? You know that.
that LSU actually tried to get Keon Coleman in the transfer portal this past offseason, but they were outbid.
Really nice if they got him.
Yes, they were outbid by Florida State. Man, that would have been
wild that college is just free agency now. It's just wild.
Yeah, exactly.
At least they gave Reggie Bush his Heisman back. Now these guys are getting paid millions to play college football. They gave him his Heisman back.
Yeah, you're right. Finally, I wouldn't have given it up. Number one, so
just barricade yourself in the woods with your shotgun. Come and take it.
Yeah, exactly. You get it from my cold dead hands. So, I like Keon Coleman. He's a really big guy, and I think we do need that big receiver.
Body is what you're talking about.
Yeah,
so I like Coleman. I like XL. I like Xavier Legette. I could get talked into a Malachi Corley. Keon's the guy I'm the most familiar with, and I think is the guy that would be most excited about personally. But honestly, anything on the D line, I'm happy. Anything on the O line, I'm happy. I would go wide receiver.
Okay. Yeah, I'm probably gonna I'm right there with you though. Let's go ahead and let's go with Coleman. So
that'd be a solid draft right here.
All right, so this one we have our next pick at 150.
Because you didn't trade down.
Yeah.
Or trade up.
All right. So
you get a package 150 through 190, you got something.
So let's figure out a trade then. We're not gonna trade with the Bucs.
No, fuck that.
That's within our division. So let's look at the Ravens. How about that?
Sure.
So we want like a round 3 pick. We are willing to give up our round 3 pick, right?
Yeah, our 3 next. Well, you're trading 2025 round 3 for our round 3.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hold on.
Yeah, grab their
93.
Like 113 or 90. Yeah, 93. Give them next year's 2 for their 3. That's how these things usually work, right?
Okay.
That's what we did for Kamara. We gave a 2 for this year's 3.
True. Okay. Let's do it.
Wrong button.
All right. I guess I didn't.
Yeah.
Right
you fumbled that bag, buddy. And we do these live now, so we're not going to be able to edit this stuff.
So we're gonna make a trade with somebody else.
How about the Giants at 107?
It won't let me do it. Okay, what about Minnesota?
Well, you got to pick something first.
Oh, that's right. That's what it is. Okay. back to this. 107.
107.
And we give up 3 next year.
All right, get some more change from them because we're giving up too much.
Okay. Okay, we're getting 183
Don't pick
and
the blue button. Pick the
107.
white button.
Oh, yes. and giving up a third for next year. Okay.
This is going to be riveting audio only format for people who listen to us in the car.
Yes, it will be. Yes, it will be. Okay, so
future.
If it's a trade,
future Spencer Rattler.
Do we take Spencer Rattler right now?
Man, I kind of might though. I don't know. Oh.
All right. So, who's the target then? Because I think
Sweat is still there. I want Sweat.
Yeah, I like Sweat.
Yeah,
in there.
That DUI must have bumped him down a little bit.
Yep. So let's look. Tight end, we don't see anything really care about. So yeah, I'm right there with you. Let's do this, Craig.
Yeah, continuing the disclaimer that this is a very visual format show this week. So if you can watch us on YouTube, please do that.
We're going with Devondre.
I try to use real flowery language to describe it.
All right, so we got Sweat. And now we're in the fifth round.
Yeah.
Okay. So in the fifth round, what do we want to do now?
Give me a safety.
Yeah. Okay. So Cole Bishop, Utah, Malik Mustafa from Wake Forest.
Well, we've had pretty good history of Utah safeties.
You know, our last good safety did come from Utah that we drafted. So I am inclined to agree with this. So let's go ahead and let's pick Cole Bishop from Utah at safety. So now we have more picks, another pick at 168, 170, and 175.
You see, this is the phase of the draft where you just throwing shit on the wall and you see what sticks.
Yes.
So, tight ends, running backs, D tackles, corners, anything. It doesn't matter. These guys aren't making the team. Although, this is where you go.
A little bit more deliberate though about the picks instead of just the shotgun.
No, I feel, but you can shotgun a little bit at the positions you still want.
Yes, for sure. Yes.
So running back, tight end, corner. You know what I mean? We're not addressing defensive end at all right now. Is there some kind of D end we could trade for? Maybe that.
Let's look. We have a bus from Notre Dame. Not doing that.
We already have one of those.
No, I don't see anything on the edge.
Foskey's going to be fine, guys. I'm just joking. Foskey's going to be fine.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to fight for playing time this year, but he's going to be fine.
Foskey not going to make the team.
Oh. Well, all right. Who's going to make him or Turner? Who's going to be your rotational guy? Foskey's making the team.
Right. All right, Turner's going to get hurt, so Foskey will make the team because Turner.
There you go. That's awful.
That's how it works.
It's hard to believe that we're Saints fans just over here just slinging mud. It's horrible. I was too mean to our retiring offensive lineman. I want to go talk about James Hurst a little nicer later. I want to have a whole retirement special for James Hurst. I feel bad.
Oh man. Okay. I think we need to look at inside offensive line.
Give me Miami, all right. So there's two ways to go about these late rounds, right? You go small school guys and just look for diamonds in the rough because what's the risk, right? Or you get guys from big schools who played against big time competition and have a better chance of sticking. So which way do you lean? I know how the Saints are going to lean. It doesn't mean that's how I would lean.
Exactly. How do you feel about this Javon Cohen right here? Guard.
I've heard of him for exactly 30 seconds, and I love him.
I love this guy. This guy is a monster. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
getting him.
He played. All right, to be fair, he played guard at Miami. In every other context, but this one, he probably is a monster.
All right. So,
if you're at a bar and you see a guy and he's like, "Oh yeah, that guy played guard at Miami," you're like, "Oh shit, that's a monster." You know what I'm saying? This is the one time that you can downplay that.
Oh, exactly.
Oh,
I've been,
the punter from Iowa. That's the guy that Mike Triplett won't shut up about.
you know, like I'm really looking at him a lot.
I'm just saying.
We definitely need to address that situation, in my opinion, and I think this is a good time to do it. What do you think?
Pull the trigger.
We're going punter.
Punter.
Boom, 170. We went punter.
Oh, Monmouth. That's a nice big school that you guys are gonna love.
Yeah, man.
I want the running back from Monmouth, Jaden Sheridan.
Okay, so you think this guy is actually gonna make it?
No, not at all. But let's do it. I'm of the opinion that our running back room is very strong this year. I'm not reaching for a running back. You get a running back in the 5th round, cool.
Okay. All right, Jaden Sheridan, welcome to the team.
From Monmouth, I love it.
Where is Monmouth for $1 million?
It is in North America.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so we picked 2 offensive linemen, we picked a safety, we picked a punter, we picked defensive line. What do we do now, Craig?
Linebacker.
183. Linebacker.
Throw some. We can all talk about how my linebacker who didn't break his neck has been a bust. So we can go ahead and replace him.
Okay, so who do we want to select here? Do we like Steel Chambers?
Cool. Yeah, give me Steel. Is his first name Steel? Oh, that's right.
Steel. Yeah.
Steel. Give me Steel Chambers from Ohio State. That's a man name right there.
It's
Steel.
Damn good linebacker name right there.
It's a linebacker name.
All right. Now we have pick 190.
This is the thing. The Saints are not going to do this. They're not going to pick 5 5th-round picks. They're packaging this shit up and picking in the 4th round, 3rd round, guaranteed. There's no, because I'm bored of doing this and I have nothing else to do. So they're going to get bored of it real fast.
It's happening, Craig. But we're in the 6th round, pick 190. I really like the safety from Ohio State, Josh Proctor. I've heard a lot of good things about him, and he's from Ohio State, and we love players from Ohio State.
Especially defensive backs from Ohio State. Big fan.
Yep.
Light him up.
Let's go, Josh Proctor.
Isn't that the guy from The Crucible? Or is that John Proctor? I'm going to read that again. Someone who's been in high school the last 20 years, tell me if John Proctor is the name of the guy from The Crucible.
Good questions. You know,
we're intellectuals here, Dale.
All right, so I think this is the last pick we have.
Quarterback.
No, I'm sorry. We got one more pick after this. So we have 199 and 239. So
draft our future quarterback right here.
Oh, future quarterback.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see who's on it. Oh, Joe Milton.
Joe Milton is there?
Joe Milton is there, Craig.
If I see Joe Milton in the 5th round, I am taking him so fast that your head will spin.
Joe Milton. Let's get him.
Yeah.
From Tennessee. Boom. Welcome to New Orleans.
Hey, enjoy your 2 weeks here.
If you don't unseat Nathan Peterman, you are a bust. Okay.
Fighting Peterman for 3rd.
Yes.
No, Kellen Mond is here too.
Yeah, Kellen Mond is here too. So yeah.
Oh God.
All right. So
if we didn't have Derek Carr, our quarterback room would still be better than Denver's.
Okay. Shots at Denver. I got it. All right. Last pick here, Craig. Pick 239. There is one name that stands out to me right now on this sheet. Can you guess which one it is?
All right. So for the people listening at home, okay, who cannot see this because you're not watching it on YouTube, which is fine. I hate YouTube too. He is looking at a defensive lineman, a D tackle from Cincinnati, Jawan Briggs. There's a tackle from Utah named Satao Laumea.
Yeah.
Which is a badass name, and I want that guy. I don't care who he says we should get. I want that guy. He's got a kicker from Alabama named Will Reichard. I'm imagining he wants Alabama because he's an SEC guy. And then there's a tight end, Tanner McLachlan from Arizona.
Yeah.
Which, that's kind of fun too. You know what? The thing is, I would take any of these guys except for Richard because I want to let Groupie develop a little bit. So I'm going to say that you want Richard, but I want the tight end from Arizona.
Will Riker is like the top kicker in the NCAA, I don't know, like the past few years or something like that. He holds a bunch of records. I
keep forgetting how much of a big Alabama fan you are. You wake up, you yell "Roll Tide," and you get along with your day. Like that's just unbelievable.
Totally not how it goes. But
so
I will admit, when a guy's a good player, he's a good player. And
so you're done with Groupie after 1 year. You want to give him some competition already?
Hey, let's give him some competition. We've got pick 239. If he can't beat out pick 239, then what good is he?
You know what? I like that. Take your kicker.
Will Riker, welcome to the team.
I hate how that's pronounced. I don't know that I never paid enough attention to Alabama games, but I hate how that's pronounced.
Yes.
See, when I'm watching Alabama, where it's usually playing LSU, and I'm usually drunk and yelling at the TV, so I don't remember that kind of thing. It comes on for the extra point. I'm already headed to the beer fridge. Like, I don't remember that.
All right, so recap the draft. Troy Fatanu in the first round, Keon Coleman in the second, Savondre Sweat in the fourth.
If you stopped right there and told me that our first 3 picks were those 3 guys, I would be stoked.
Yeah.
I would be stoked.
Yeah, really. Then we made a trade, and we got Cole Bishop, the safety from Utah. Then we got Javion Cohen, the guard from Miami. Torrey Taylor in the 5th round from Iowa, the punter. And Jaden Sheridan, halfback from Monmouth, which is somewhere in the North America. Right, Craig? All right. And pick 183, Steele Chambers, the linebacker from Ohio State. And at 190, we went Josh Proctor, the safety from Ohio State, followed by Joe Milton, quarterback from Tennessee at 199. And the wrap it all up, Will Riker, the kicker from Alabama at pick 239. PFF gave us a B+.
That would be the best grade I ever got. So, you know. I'd say C's get degrees, but I didn't get a degree either.
I think this will be okay if we can get this to happen, get this to Mickey. I think he can make some things happen, make the fan base happy, and you know we're going to see season ticket sales like shoot up like right after the Reggie Bush draft. It's going to happen again.
Here's a question for you. What if you're on the phone with Cincinnati and they say, "Hey, I want pick 45. I'll give you Trey Hendrickson."
That's interesting just because we know him for sure, but when you do that, you're going to have to give up another deal. And do we have the kind of money to make him another deal? I don't know.
Right. You'd have to pay for him. So he's a known commodity. You know, right. He knows the defense. You know that he's good, but you're going to have to pay him. Whereas someone you pick at 45, you're not paying him for 3-4 years.
Yeah.
So just the food for thought. I don't do it. I think we're kind of trying to clean up the cap space, and we're putting 12 ghost years on a contract if we're signing him right now. So
yeah. It'll be a tough order, man. So
plus we just did the Chase Young thing. I wouldn't do it personally. Twitter is nothing but people saying, "Oh, bring him home." We gave up on him the first time. What makes you think he wants to come back here? I wouldn't come back here.
Trey trying to get that security, which I don't blame him. Get your security, bro.
We guys be hoping he doesn't end up in Tampa Bay, Carolina, or Atlanta and take out some of that frustration on us with them tiny little arms he's got.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. That would be bad if he ended up in Atlanta, terrorizing us twice a year. I don't want any former player terrorizing us twice a year. It hurts too much.
So Dale, what is your worst case scenario for this draft? Is it just trading up in general or trading up for a specific player?
worst case scenario would be trading future assets for a small school player early in the draft. That's
What about future assets to move up and get like a Joe Alt from Notre Dame?
yeah. That's like my second worst nightmare. Moving up in the draft, selling future picks. Yes.
The Saints have traded up in, wait for it, 27 consecutive drafts. Is that math right? So they're going to do that. So it's a matter of how we react to it that defines us, because it's going to happen.
Yeah, we got too many holes we need to fill. We need players.
Right, but with 5th round picks,
hey, gotta start somewhere.
So all right. So how about this? A better trade up situation. You pick 14th, you pick 45th, you package a bunch of 5ths, and you pick again in the 4th. Is that
like all of the 5ths?
2 or 3, move up 10, 20 spots, like could that stomach you a little bit better than us trading up to 9 or 10 like we're gonna do?
Yeah, I'll be fine with that. Yeah.
My prediction, by the way, is that we trade up to either pick 9 or pick 10 and take Fashanu from Penn State.
Okay.
That is my prediction.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the pick as well. Fashanu from Penn State. I just heard so many things that the Saints front office really likes him the most.
I just don't think he's there at 14, though. He's probably the second best tackle in this draft.
Okay.
So if you really want that guy, if that's really who you want, go get him.
No. Don't go get him.
Okay, so you stay put at 14, and he's off the board. Fountainu is off the board. The guy from Oregon State's still there, but he's clearly worse than the other 3 that already went in front of him. And Bowers is still there, and Brian Thomas is still there. What do you do?
It's a tackle from Alabama. I'm so interested in.
Oh, but that's interesting. He's a right tackle, isn't he?
So he played right tackle, but I believe he only really played right tackle because he played at Bama and they already had a left tackle. So it's just like with LSU and the kid that just left, he went to Tennessee.
Bastard.
But he left. Well, he left because of money. But but he wasn't going to play left tackle at LSU this year because we already got a left tackle.
Right.
He's going to have to wait next year.
Well, I'm not saying it as a bad thing. I'm saying that as a positive, because that would be the most natural transition of like, hey, you're our new Ryan Ramczyk. Here.
Yeah. Yeah. And so
isn't that a stretch to get him at 14? You talking about trading down and getting that guy?
I'll take him at 14. I'm fine with that. Latham. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. I'm fine with getting him at 14. I'm good with that.
Okay. All right. Yep. You're okay with taking an offensive tackle at 14th overall. I'm proud of you.
I mean, look, the situation dictates so. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying, Bobby. We need everything. So, but yeah, I would go with him, JC Latham. Like I said, if he went to a different school, he'd play left tackle. He didn't go to a different school. So
all right. Dallas Turner is still there at 14.
Ooh. Now,
if there's going to be run on tackles, there's going to be run on quarterbacks. Something gets left out, and what if it's Dallas Turner? If Dallas Turner's there at 14, I would take him, and then I would trade up from 45 to get your guy from Alabama.
Yeah.
Because he's going to be there 10, 20 pick, maybe not 20. He's going to be there another 10 picks later. You could get back into the late first and go get him.
That would not be a bad idea there, Craig.
Dallas Turner, and you get is it JC Latham?
Yeah, JC Latham.
So you get you replace your right tackle, and you get what could be a star at defensive end.
Yeah,
I'm
all for that.
Let's do that. Two Bama players. I'm having fun with this. Let's do that. Cheers.
You're bringing in 2 Bama players right off the bat. Like, hey, I can't argue.
I keep forgetting that he's a Bama guy because his name is Dallas. I keep picturing like anything but Alabama.
Yeah. look, it's worked out for quite a few teams here. So I love to join the crew. So
Well, it'll be cool that we have two different defensive ends named Turner who are both disappointments.
it's terrible.
But this one will be a big school, so everyone will have to find something else to complain about.
Look, man, I'm not going to be wrong about this.
I like Latham. I like him better at 45, and there is a chance he's there at 45. But just to be sure, yeah, if you pick anything but tackle at 14, you trade up to get a tackle. You still need one, whether you pick him at 14 or not. I don't want to settle for the guy from Yale at 45.
Look, if we draft another small school person in the first 2 rounds, I don't know what I'm gonna do here. Okay, it's going to
He's going to retire from BS and Bourbon, and it's just going to be me staring at a fireplace for 2 hours drinking whiskey every week.
That's right. That's right. All right. Well, we will see what the Saints will do tomorrow when they select their pick, and we'll bring you some thoughts, of course, about it when the pick is made. And we're gonna be over here with STWF TV, and we're gonna chat it up about the draft all day and see what's going on. See what
for our folks, we'll probably have some kind of a beer chaser after the first couple of rounds.
Yeah,
we'll have something to talk about.
Exactly. So we will be with you guys, and we're gonna be having fun no matter what the Saints do. Don't break our hearts, please.
Small school DN, trade up for him.
All right, that wraps up the show. We'll see you guys when we see you. How about that?
Who dat?
Remember to follow us on social media at bsnbeer Media. Also, smash the like button on YouTube and share with friends.